Morning freaks, it's Friday and today I'm helping you with your SHIT. Now today we've got a couple of interesting ones, but for me, my hip started hurting again the other day after cycling, so I think I'm going to just cut back on the cycling a little bit and just focus on running. Maybe it's a little bit too hard for me to balance both and try and get my fatigue and my recovery right, so I'm just going to get rid of cycling or cut it down heavily for the next couple of weeks. But today we have 8 or 9 Ks or whatever to do. So let's go and crank it out. Now, if you've got any injuries that you'd like me to help you with from a physiotherapy perspective, then that's what we do on Fridays. I help you with your shit. And so let me know in the comments below and I'll help you out. Yes. Also, we're in the Nimbus today because they feel so unbelievably sluggish when you're running in them that I have no choice but to run very easy. Why is my car so annoying? Now Tim from Instagram is asking how to properly do a calf stretch. Okay, so I'm going to show you the 3 different ways that I would stretch out your calves. It's so simple. Okay, so we've got the ball of your foot. That's right here before the toe actually starts to, stick out of our thing. We want to be putting this on the edge of the step. That's number 1. Number 2 is with a slight knee bend. So if that's straight, slight knee bend, same thing. And number 3 involves a big fat band like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to chuck this around some immovable object, whatever that ends up being. And all we're going to do is put this part of the band on the top of our ankle. I'm going to take it out. And we're going to do little squats into range like this. Essentially what this is doing is it's mobilizing the joint itself. Some people don't have tight calves. They have tight capsules around the joint. And so you can really get a lot of benefit out of mobilizing these joints. So there you go. There's 3 ways to stretch out your calves or your ankle hip capsule if that is actually the issue. All right, time to go move this fragile body of mine around this oval. Nine Ks, 508 minutes per K, average heart rate 127. Just a standard, nothing special run, which is probably what I needed today, to be honest. Then the next question is, what is the deal with spewing after hard efforts? If I kick hard at the end of a race, 5, 10 or half, I have stomach cramps, dry reaching, and sometimes vomit. Holy moly, I have no idea. I've never experienced that in my life. What I would say is maybe you have to experiment with the fluid intake that you're getting in. Maybe you're starting to, tiptoe on the dehydration side of things. What I would say is maybe look at what you're eating before your workouts or races and see if there's a correlation there. But yeah, I'm a physio and I've never experienced anything like that in my life or had any clients who have experienced that. So I don't know. You may need to get an appointment with Dr. Google for that one. But it's time for me to get to work. What is that woman doing? I'm just gonna go to work. Man. What is it? 6:03. Oh, tonight's going to be a late night. But hats are on sale. Welcome 10 at checkout to get yourself a sick running hat. Welcome 10. All right, everyone. Let's wake back up. Let's get going again. 5-star jumps. Get ourselves warmed back up. Okay, now the next injury is from the midlife runner, aka YouTube dad. I'll leave a link in the description below
to his channel. It's sick. Now he wants to know about the TFL, the tensor fascia latae. A very interesting muscle. It's always something every block. It's TFL soreness, feels like overuse. What are some good strength exercises to combat weakness causing it to overwork? Do I need stronger glutes or perhaps to work on mobility? Like, does one of my rotations suck, internal or external? This is very interesting, and I guarantee you it's probably from a lack of training of this muscle. Think about this, right? When is the last time that you've done a TFL specific exercise? And more specifically, a muscular endurance exercise for this TFL muscle. I've been doing them recently, but before that, basically never. Now the TFL and the glute muscles attach into the IT band, which goes down and attaches into the knee, and it controls this internal, external rotation of the knee during functional movements. And so when you're running, you're standing on one leg quite a lot. And so that muscle gets used quite a lot, you know. I remember playing soccer and we do all these like little drills and things like through ladders and stuff. And my TFLs will be like burning with pain because they just get used so much. And it's likely that you also probably have some internal rotation issues like most people. The way that you can check it is by doing the 90-90 stretch. I'll show you in a second. And you can try it on both sides, get really strict with the positioning and try and keep your body upright without using your hands to get yourself in position, and see which side just feels a little bit more restricted and feels like you got to compensate with your upper body. That's usually the side that has an issue. And now here's something else interesting about the midlife runner. I recently saw him do an over distance marathon training run, okay, on the track. And what does the track involve? Well, it involves a lot of turning left for 43 kilometers or whatever. And so, you know, I'm gonna guess that the TFL issue is on the right. Let me know, Andrew, in the comments if it is the right. That's just a wild guess that I have.
Now, I'm going to put these on the leg that is sore for this TFL, okay? Number 1 and number 2. This is about 5 kilos of weight. It's like I've got one of those lymphedema legs now. Jesus. Actually, I'm just going to go grab a bench. This is much better. Okay, we're going to get ourselves on the table and bring our hips, not here, forward. And lift. So we're really trying to get that rotation. Oh, and you should feel this TFL working like mad. So here's the goal with the 90-90, okay? We want to start, excuse me, thank you. We want to start like this, okay? Get your legs in place and be really strict with the 90-90, okay? And then swap. And as you can see, I'm much better on this side. You see, I can get my hips twisted. That side's a bit wonky. You see, I'm a bit wonky. That probably means that this hip internally rotating is just a little bit locked up. So I need to do some internal rotation work. There we go. Okay, next injury. Dude, I've been battling patellar tendonopathy over a year now. Would love to hear your thoughts on that one. I've been wall sitting, Bulgarian split squatting, sit to standing, and it's a massive PITA. Now look, tendon stuff is really tricky because you have to find the exact dose that's going to help the tendon to get stronger and not break it down, okay? What I like to do is work on a 2-day cycle, okay? Where we do something that's going to increase the strength of the tendon and then we let it adapt. And then the next day, we go again, okay? Now, the interesting thing about tendons is while we're doing this 2-day cycle, in between, we can do what we call isometrics, which are like long, easy, static holds. And in some people, it's been shown that it actually helps to reduce the amount of pain that you can get on a day-to-day period. So what you can actually do is do these long, sustained holds on one day, and then an exercise on another day to facilitate some sort of increase in strength. And so every day we can start to do these really nice high wall sits, okay? So we can start really easy by doing 45-second holds like this, okay? So what we can do once we are getting on top of this issue is we can start to take these
Wall sits down and then come back up, okay? A towel behind the back is usually pretty good. We're gonna come down just under level and then come back up nice and easy. Now remember, if your muscles are strong, these aren't gonna do anything for your muscles right now, but we're worrying about loading the tendon more than strengthening the muscle. Epic. So now we're going to start to do some single leg work. Okay, so we're here. We can come down and back up. Now the trick with the single leg work is that once again, we're not compressing this tendon too much. The way that we compress this tendon a lot is by getting this knee way in front of the toes, okay? When it's way in front of the toes, it's getting wrapped around this bone as well as being pulled this way. So it's a double compression. We want to take that away. So we're going to start by doing single leg work just until the knee goes to the toe. So that's about there. Tendons really like really slow, controlled movements, okay? This is not about building muscular strength right now. It's about building tendon loading strength. These are the ones that we do every other day. And in between, we're going to do the wall sits, okay? This is the best way to do it. Now, once we're getting used to those single leg squats, what we can actually do is add a little heel raise like this. So we add a little heel raise, okay? And we get the tendon used to not only the linear compression by actually doing exercises, but also by the compressive force, because that's what's really doing this damage to the tendon, okay? So we're gonna go down, get a couple of centimeters in front of the knee, and then come back up. Okay, the first couple of days that you're doing this stuff, maybe just go with body weight. And then if there's no flare-ups and it feels pretty good, we can start to add a little bit of weight. But what I want you to do is, for the next week, just try to gain control, okay? Then you can check in next week for an update to let me know how you've actually gone with that stuff and see if we can progress it over time, okay? But I don't want you to go too overboard, okay? Just get this thing under control this week so it's not a PITA. Next, injury. Let's have a little looky-loo here. I've had pain under my right foot, just behind my toes, for over a month now. Ooh. It started when I ran on a treadmill with almost new shoes. I've tried running in them a few times since, and the pain keeps coming back. When it's real bad, it feels like a small ball under my foot if I have shoes on or not. Since then, I've avoided treadmills and those shoes. Could it be overtraining? This sounds to me, with the information that you've given me, this sounds to me like Morton's neuroma. Okay, Morton's neuroma is an inflammation of a nerve that is in between the different bones in your feet. And this can be quite annoying. And unfortunately, this might mean that you're gonna have to go see a podiatrist and see what they can pick up with an actual hands-on assessment. I can't really diagnose this over the internet. It's probably really hard. Go see a podiatrist, and in the meantime, maybe try something like this. They kind of look like this, okay? And you stick it under the foot where the ball of the foot is, in between the ball of the foot and the outside edge of the pinky, okay? In there somewhere, you're gonna put it right under the spot in which you feel the pain. It's going to lift those bones up, and it might help to just offload that a little bit more. Once you've got it under control and you've, taken it easy, maybe done some cross training for the week, then we can probably start to add in some strength work as pain is allowing it to, okay? That is a really interesting injury, dude. Good job. But that is all of the injuries for this week. If you have any updates, let me know in the comments below. If you have any actual more injuries that we've not covered recently, let me know in the comments below. I'm very keen to keep this rolling. See you guys tomorrow morning, okay? Hopefully we've fixed some stuff up this week. Bye.